Hello folks, this is draw.This, and today it's been a while. Actually, today we are going to use the side of our lead to make some strokes, how to shade, the techniques on shading, the process, how you should handle your pencil and all that. And first, I'm using half 6B pencil and also 2B. So I'll be changing to one of these pencils, but first I'm using the 6B pencil. So how do you hold a pencil? First, you can hold it like this. You can hold it like this. But when you are shading, it's preferably to hold it like this, to hold it this way. See it? So you use the side of the lead to do the shading. I'm going to do some strokes. So we're going to start from the light. You don't need a lot of pressure. You just hold your pencil lightly and move it on your sheet. And whilst you are moving and you are applying a lot of pressure, until you reach the darkest part. So let's say this is my darkest part, and that part I'm applying a lot of pressure, on the pencil. So that's it. So here is dark, and here is light, and this method is applied to every shading of form. And one thing is, when light falls on any object, where the light hits first will be light, and the other parts where the light doesn't affect will be the dark. So let's also try another ways that you can stroke. You can create light tones like this, just moving your pencil slowly on the sheet. Then you are creating light tones. You don't have to press hard your pencil, as I said earlier. And you can also move the wrist like this. And you can also do some short strokes. The kind of movement or the way you move your strokes will depend the kind of texture that you get. Can do some rough strokes like this to represent or to exhibit a kind of a texture. And you can also use the tip of the pencil. You hold it upright like this to create some contours and also to give some sharp edges. You can do this for line shading. So actually I'm going to use strokes for my gradation. So let's say that first we want to do this kind of from light to dark gradation with lines, with strokes. What you do first is you start with basic lines like this, and once the lines are getting closer, then the darker it becomes. So you can go over this one. And whilst it's getting to the top, you leave it. You add strokes to make it darker. And you can also scribble whilst you hold your pencil like this. You can scribble. You can do scribble where you move freely your pencil on your sheet. First, you started with the same process. You don't add a lot of pressure on your pencil. You just roll it on the sheet. And whilst you are going on, then you'll be pressing hard to give you the mid-tones and the dark tones. So here I will put a lot of pressure on the darker side. I'll put a lot of pressure on my pencil so that I can get a lot of dark shades in my scribbling method. So here it is. And once we have this side of the lead gradation, we have the tip of the pencil gradation, the scribble. You can apply any of these techniques on any form of shading that you want to do. If it is life, still life, or you want to shade a box, you want to shade a sphere. So let's do some quick illustration here and see. Let's say if you have a box like this. This is a square. And I want to, if actually you want it to be a cube or 3-dimension, then you have to add some depth. So the depth is adding additional lines to make it look 3D. This is breadth, length, then depth. The depth is the Z in 3D. The Z. The X, Y, Z. The Y, the X is the, I'll put it as the breadth or width, and the Y is the height. From here down is the height. From here to here is the width, which is in 3D when you are modeling. This is X and this is Y. And from here to here, this is Z. that is depth. So Z. So let's say we have this box, we want to add or we want to shade. So first what we will do is we will find our light source. Where would we put our light source? Either from the left or from the right. So basically I'll put the light source maybe around this part. So this is our light source. That means it will hit here. And affect this part somehow too. So if you start shading, maybe you are going to use the side of our lead, of our pencil, then we shade it. This time I will use the scribble. So this is the dark part, because the light is here, it doesn't affect this part actually, so that part will be dark. So I will scribble it. Basically cubes, when you are shading, the best way is to use smooth shading or line shading. Actually scribble is for hair, for any kind of, or that kind of texture, hair texture and all that, like fur or something like that. So, but I prefer to use scribble for this part, for the cube. So let's say that I'm scribbling here, I'm adding the dark part, and that has to be a bit darker. And from there you can see that here is dark, then here will be light. So once here is light, here is dark, here will be like a mid-tone. They say half tone. So that part you don't have to press hard your pencil, you just have to move it lightly on top. How light affects objects and how they create form, how they create shadows on planes and all that. So this is our light, this is our dark part, and this is our half tone. And once a light hits an object, it creates some shadow, it casts shadows on the dark part. So here we can define our dark part here by drawing it in line with the side of our cube and shade it. Let's shade it with the same scribble. So let's say this is our dark part of the image. So that's it. You've got your shadow and got your dark tones, mid tones, and light tones, and all that. I think it's worth it. This is how you shade from light to dark and apply the same technique on any object that you want to shade. So that's it, and I think it's worth it. Thank you. Bye.